Hey gang, thanks for tuning back into the channel. I got a pretty cool little product here that I want to show you folks. And this only relates to the people that have a Stalink Mini. So if you don't, you probably didn't click on this video anyway, but this is the Stalink Mini. And these Stalink Minis are absolutely fantastic. This isn't I paid for this. I bought this myself. But they're absolutely great for quick weekend trips. If you don't need a whole lot of data, you're not too concerned about super fast speeds. These are absolutely great. They fit in a backpack really well and they just work fantastic. Can't say enough good things about the Stalink Mini. So one of the selling points of the Stalink Mini over the standard size Starlink dish is that you can power this thing via USB-C. Keep in mind, you have to use a power station that has at least a 100 watt USB-C output. Anything less than that, you're gonna run into trouble and it probably won't run. So don't hook up like a 60 watt USB-C output and try to run this because it just won't work. You still have to use a power station or a 12 volt battery or something to power it. And that means you gotta sometimes think about how you're going to wire, like if you have your power station inside your camper. How are you gonna get that power wire from outside your camper to inside your camper and still keep things watertight on your camper? That's where this little guy comes into play right here. This is from PeakDo. You guys can tell me the correct pronunciation because I don't know. But essentially, and I can't believe, maybe there's more out here, I don't know, but this is the first one that I've seen, which is a battery pack that fits directly onto the Starlink Mini. This is 96 watt hours worth of lithium ion chemistry to run and power your Starlink Mini. How long is it gonna run? That is very, very subjective on how much data you use, how strong, or how much information you're requesting from the internet. My best guess is I could probably get a 2-hour movie off of one charge. I am going to test this week on my main channel. I'm going to take this setup out, try to stream a full-length movie off of one charge. But I got to buy a data package and I don't want to waste all the data on this video when I know that I'm going to be using it on my other channel. But I just kind of want to show you folks what this is all about. So it comes with the battery, of course. It comes with the adapter cable that is going to go from the battery directly to the Starlink behind on the back, and then a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. So let me show you folks how this actually attaches to the Starlink. But I do want to point out one thing. I was using this, and I still will, but this is from Veritas Vans. This is kind of their hard clamshell weather protective cover that sandwiches in between the Starlink. So you set it in like this, yada, 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 and you put this on and you clamp it down and you suction cup mount it. The problem with this battery is I can't use this case with the battery because the battery takes up a little bit of space back here. So you kind of have to pick, you know, if you're in nice weather, it doesn't really matter. If you know you're gonna get a hailstorm, I would use this and not worry about the battery. Just to protect the Starlink. But let me show you how this battery attaches and how it plugs up. We'll get it turned on so you can see the screen and go over a few other details on it. We'll go from there. All right, so the back of the Starlink Mini, I've taken out the kickstand that comes with the Starlink Mini, and you can see here you've got your power adapter, your power port right here. And that's going to be using this supplied barrel connector that comes with the PeakDo Power battery. So all you're gonna do, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the front of this first. So here is the actual battery, and I'll try to get that up close so you guys can get some of the specs if you're interested. But you got 96 watt hours. The DC output on this is 15 to 21 volts, 65 watt max. The front of the unit is going to have your power button on the side, your display screen, and then this is where you're going to charge the battery via a USB-C. This is somewhat waterproof with this rubber flap. I would not leave this thing out in the rain because I do feel like water could potentially get into the sides of these things, so I would just be careful, and I probably would not use this thing in a heavy rainstorm. That's just my personal opinion. But to get it turned on, we're going to press and hold this power button, and you can see here right now, since nothing is really turned on, we just have a battery gauge which is showing 96%. So to get this thing up and running, you just take the supplied cable, and this is a weather sealed cable with the grommets to kind of seal up the inside of that. So with that being said, you just take your Stalink Mini and it just clips on just like that. And then you're going to take the other end of this, plug it into your Starlink power port, and now you have portable power on your Stalink Mini. Now on the back, you've got three 1/4x20 mounting options, so you're gonna have to use some type of tripod adapter to screw into here and probably use a tripod. Now, of course, you can probably come up with another way to mount this, but this battery does protrude out of the bottom ever so slightly. So it doesn't sit extremely flush, as you can see. So my recommendation is to use some type of tripod adapter, and I'll go try to find one here real quick to show you what I'm talking about. All right, so for the sake of this video, I've just got my mini little tripod here that we're gonna use, and a little tripod plate with the 1/4x20 screw. So to get this thing installed, just screw one of these, pick a hole, any hole, and then attach a tripod to it. And that's basically how you would fiddle with it. Now, of course, you would try to angle it correctly by the tripod adjuster there, but that's how, this would easily be deployable. Now we'll hit the power button. We've got 96% still. Okay, so my biggest question is, with this thing turned on, if you guys can see that battery is on, can I open up the Starlink app and at least detect that there's power on this thing? So we're gonna go into my app and I'm gonna try to find the Stalink Mini. We'll just go ahead and resume service. For the sake of this video, we'll get it going. Okay, so we are now active. There goes my credit card charge. Okay, it's still trying to search for the Starlink. I might actually have to go put this thing outside so we can somewhat see. So I was having a little bit of issues, and I did what I should have done in the first place and actually read the directions. But to actually enable this battery, to make this battery work with the Starlink, you have to press and hold this power button for 2 seconds until there's a green LED light that starts to slowly pulse. So right now it's not on. It's just you press it and it gives you the status of the actual battery. But we're gonna press and hold it for longer than 2 seconds. There we go. So now this thing's on, and it actually gives you a runtime to empty. You can see we have a lot more data. So it is actually using 35 watts to try to talk to the satellite. Using that, I've got 2 hours and 36 minutes remaining, and it gives you the voltage and the amperage down here. So you've actually got quite a bit of information on the screen to kind of help you gauge how long you've got. Now you also can, according to the direction though, use some type of power station and simultaneously charge this battery while it's being used. So we'll test that out too, but I'm gonna go ahead and plug this into my Jackery and plug this in, and we should see some type of input. There we go, that's nice. So we're actually inputting 54 watts and we are outputting 30 watts. So we're gaining juice while this is actually trying to talk to satellite. So you can do both at the same time, which is nice. You don't have to take this battery off and charge it when it runs dead. All right, I got the Starlink finally connected to the service. We are playing a movie. If you can see that here, I'm gonna go ahead and lower the volume down. But this thing's pretty cool, guys, so I'm gonna let you see the screen here. But right now I am pulling 18 watts. Oh, let's see, I'm pulling 18, almost 19 watts. I've got 5 hours and 3 minutes. Now that's gonna fluctuate because this Starlink sometimes will go use 60 watts for 2 or 3 seconds. So if this were to stay steady, I can get, see, there you go, 20 watts, 4 hours and 30 minutes. Watching this movie right here, which is playing. I am connected directly to the Starlink Mini. I do not have the power connected to the Jackery, but if we do that, you can see here, the screen's gonna change to where I am now charging the device by, right now it's only 40 watts, 49 watts, that top right green number, and I'm still using, the screen doesn't stay on long, See, there we are, 33 watts, 15 watts, 24 watts. That's what the Starlink is using. So you can simultaneously charge and stream at the same time with this battery, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and unplug this. Well, here's my honest opinion. I think it's a pretty cool little product. It is $119 right now on their website. I didn't even look on Amazon. It might be available there, but directly from their website, it's 119 bucks. They do have an adapter that you can put on the base of this with suction cups that you could buy also. I think for 120 bucks and basically 100 watt hours worth of juice is a pretty fair deal. The screen's really nice on this thing. It's got a lot of information that's useful in terms of how much power it's using, how much power it's accepting. You can use this as a power bank, and I say this in all my reviews on things like this. I would never use it to charge my phone because this is made to power the Starlink. I guess in an emergency, you can use this USB-C as an output to charge a device if you really, really need it, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would kind of use that as a last resort. But I think overall the form factor is really small, as you guys can see here. It doesn't, take up a lot of space. The only negative is that I can't use my clamshell big heavy duty mount option that I currently use. So I'll have to come up with something else, but if it's gonna be nice weather outside, like it is right now, just a simple tripod, obviously I would probably use a little bit more heavy duty tripod than this little guy right here. But any standard 1/4x20 tripod mount works as this battery comes. You don't have to buy anything else if you already have a tripod, of course. But I think I'm gonna give this a passing score. Pretty cool little gadget. I will be using it this week to make sure that it works while at camp, and I really think I will be able to get at least a full-length movie out of this after seeing the runtime to empty display on this. But overall, yeah, I think it's a pretty cool little gadget. So I'll leave a link to the PeakDo design on this for this battery. It's not an affiliate link, so I won't be getting any kind of kickback if you guys take a look at it and decide it's something you want to try out and buy it. I won't get anything from them, so there's that. But overall, I think it's pretty cool. So guys, I'm gonna evade all the mosquitoes that are out here now, and we'll see you soon. Take care.